Bulletcast for life.
Get up, this is a revolution. This is our time to rise. Look deep within your mind, look deep into the hate in my eyes. We are the elite, and you are the weak. No matter how hard I fall.
Hey, what's going on, ladies and gentlemen? You know who I am. I'm a microphone messiah. My co-host is a Canadian destroyer. Phillip and Brandon are back for episode 209 of the Bulletcast, and this Sunday is actually our 4-year anniversary. Woo! Yay! Brandon, celebrate with the people. Come on,
Yay!
4 years of doing this thing, man. Are you excited? Do you care? Are you going to stick around? Should we both just stop while we're ahead?
It's been 4 years, only 3 years and 50 weeks really matter. 51 weeks really matter. So next week it'll be, my 4-year anniversary. But anyways, it's been 4 years. It's insane. I kind of remember, walking around SF State. I just got there, new semester. And then you text me like, oh, I'm on this podcast. You should go check it out. And then I checked it out. And the next thing you know, I'm on the next episode. And then we're here.
We are here. It's been great, man. It's been fun. We've been able to do some cool things, man. But we're just getting started. They haven't seen nothing yet. And speaking of not seeing things, there will be no video for the Bulletcast for the foreseeable future, ladies and gentlemen. I am raw and emotional about losing the Bulletcast championship. It's a title I never should have lost. And yeah, I don't want you people to see me at my worst. Absolutely.
So basically, we have to wait till Phillip gets his championship back for there to be video. So
wait, you know what? I may not even feel vindicated enough when I get it back. Well, I don't know. We have to wait. We have to wait and see. We have to wait and see how I'm gonna feel.
Sometimes you try to fill the void, and then when you think it should be filled, it just doesn't live up to your expectations.
It really doesn't. It doesn't. Jesus Christ. Oh my God. All right, ladies and gentlemen, before we talk about wrestling, we do have to get the promotions out there. HD for Life. This is a t-shirt company we've been talking about for quite some time. It's on teesprings.com. So HD for Life /teesprings.com, or just type it into the Google machine and you will be able to find it. Their t-shirt designs consist of Get Her Done 1 and 2, H-Dog, Mother's Love, Hurry Up 1 and 2, King H-Dog, H-Da Get, Mr. Pimpin', Mr. Sapo, and HD for Life Americana. You can get hoodies, t-shirts, sweatpants, tank tops, face masks, tote bags, and so much more. HD for Life /Teesprings, ladies and gentlemen. We were looking at some of the stuff earlier, Brandon. I mean, it's pretty interesting. Am I right?
Mm-hmm. It's got a kind of graffiti aesthetic, a little West Coast Latino aesthetic to it. If that's kind of your vibe, go and check it out. If it ain't your vibe, maybe check it out and switch up your styles. Absolutely.
Those tank tops are going to come in handy once the cold blows over and the summer creeps upon us, and even the spring. So that's awesome. Guys, go get some HD for Life, brother. All right, ladies and gentlemen, the Yokozuna doc, the first part of the WWE Icons documentary series, debuted on the WWE Network. And hey, man, this is really good. WWE, we crap on them about booking and pushing of certain people. The one thing that they always get right is production and these documentaries. I mean, this was fantastic. I thoroughly enjoyed this. I mean, because we know about Yokozuna, but I mean, really, like, when I started watching wrestling, he had already been passed away, and like his prime, his heyday was before Brandon and I were born, basically. So, Brandon, what'd you think about the Yokozuna doc, man?
I thought it was very good, kind of similar to. I didn't learn like too much more, because I listened to the Bruce Pritchard podcast about Yokozuna, and they kind of cover like a lot of the same stuff. But as you said, the WWE Network documentary team, whatever, they do a fantastic job. We talked about the Bianca Belair documentary last week, another good one this week. If you don't know a lot, you'll definitely learn some. Even if you do know a lot about Yokozuna, it is always cool because they have like some good archive footage, some family footage. You can kind of see Yoko before WrestleMania 9, just kind of hanging out with the family, and some other behind the scenes aspects that you don't really see in other, maybe more mainstream documentaries or mainstream photos of Yokozuna. So that's always nice and fun. And I kind of brought it up, I think, last week when we talked about Peacock. I still wonder if they're going to kind of take it back a little bit on the original productions for WWE Network, because they do great things like this. And if they kind of take it back, I mean, that's definitely, it's going to hurt the network, but they're making so much money, and us as fans are, getting a nice deal slice if you can take some ads for $5. But I mean, the WWE Network documentaries are always fantastic, and this is another one.
Absolutely, man. No, I'm excited for, we got Beth Phoenix coming. We got British Bulldog coming, so those are gonna be fun. But with the Yoko doc, I mean, like I really do feel bad for the guy. I mean, here he is about to have this crowning achievement at WrestleMania, going up against Brett, who we know how good and great Brett is, and he loses the title a few seconds later to Terry. Must not put anybody else over. You know what I mean?
And Hulk Hogan was on the documentary. He got a little, he kind of said his piece. It was all kind of Hulk Hogan political BS nonsense where he kind of, deflects and says, I had this idea, but, it's not my fault that, it was received so poorly and blah, 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 blah. I was just throwing out an idea, brother. I didn't think they were going to actually go for it.
Of course, of course, of course, of course. Oh, Hogan. Oh, Jesus. Oh, God. Well, check it out, ladies and gentlemen. It's a fantastic documentary, and just his weight, kind of like Big Pun. The weight just got up to him, and unfortunately, he passed away. I mean, man, like if he could have just got down to a nice size, kind of maybe a Rikishi size, or even a Jacob Fatu or an Umaga size. I mean, could you think about the talent? Like the real talented matches he could have had with certain guys, the good matches he could have had, that next generation coming in, like him and Angle would have been something cool, him and Hunter when Hunter was on his rise would have been something nice. I mean, but the Onawai family, I mean, they've produced multiple world champions in singles and tag team divisions.
Yeah, and I mean, as big as he was still athletic and mobile. We got Vader, Bam Bam Bigelow. We got some of those big, hefty, super heavyweights that were still able to do things. And as you said, even if he, was able to kind of curl the overeat and help his weight gain, he could get down to maybe even Rikishi or Umaga, because Umaga, I mean, he's a big boy too, and you just kind of see how much he can move. And that whole Onawai family, as you said, just athletic, no matter what size.
Absolutely. R.I.P. to Yoko. R.I.P. to Umaga too, man. That's crazy. That's crazy. But speaking of big guys, we're going to talk about another big guy later on in the show. All right, outside of the ring, Ronda Rousey's WWE contract expires on April 10th of 2021, which is the first night of WrestleMania 37 that will be held at Raymond James Stadium. Speaking of Raymond James Stadium, is my boy Tom Brady walking out with another Super Bowl trophy? Walking out with another ring? Well, this will be his seventh, right? Seventh or sixth?
It would be a seventh.
Oh, hey, Jordan don't got 7 rings, baby. Okay. So is he walking out, Brandon? Is he doing it?
Stay tuned Friday night. Curveballs and chair shots for my official Super Bowl prediction.
I can't get a little. Tell me off air. Okay. No, I can't even get that.
The football team will win, and I'm not talking the Washington football team.
Okay. But what are your thoughts on Ronda Rousey's contract expiring with WWE?
I have not heard this. This is kind of news to me. She's been gone for such a long time that it kind of does make sense that this is her original deal dating back to last year being expired. It is interesting. People thought maybe we could see Becky or Ronda in the Royal Rumble. We saw neither. I haven't heard any rumblings. I know Ronda, she seems happy living on her farm with Travis Brown if she gets the itch. But I mean, Ronda is always just kind of an enigma that you don't really know where she's going to go and how she's feeling. But maybe it's a positive that there's no fans and she wants to come back to, no reaction, because we all know sometimes when she gets a little negative reaction, Ronda can be getting in a mood.
She can be in a big mood, big mood. It's really almost been 2 years since she last was there, man. That's crazy. That's crazy. Just time really just flew by. Wow.
And the sad thing is there's not really any, I mean, besides the obvious Becky Ronda one-on-one, there's not too many matches that I really want to see her really in. Like the Asuka one would be cool, but if you go back to the 2 years ago, they haven't really turned any new female stars. Like Bianca Belair is just won the Rumble. Maybe Rhea Ripley gets called up, but besides that, I mean, it's kind of the same people from 2 years ago.
Yeah, that's unfortunate there. I don't know, man. I don't know. How do they build? How do you build new stars, Brandon?
Well, you just got to bring them up, bring them in, treat them with respect. And I mean, Keith Lee, I know they had the COVID thing with Mia Yim, so maybe that's why he wasn't at the Royal Rumble. But even before then, you come in, you lose. Even Bianca Belair in the Chronicle, like they showed, or I don't think it was on the Chronicle, but I mean, she lost. But on the backstage pass, whatever thing on Fox, I saw it on the crawler that this was her first singles win since November when she beat Bayley on SmackDown, which just kind of blew my mind. Like, how has Bianca Belair not had a singles win since November? Like, what the hell? And then they just think if you have a Royal Rumble win, then we're just going to forget all about that. And that's not going to, it'll be fine.
I don't know. I don't know, but I don't know. I'd like to see Ronda back. I was critical when they announced, when the rumors started speculating that she was going to come to the WWE, but she won me over. Like I think she won a lot of fans over. So it's going to be very interesting to see whether we see the rowdy one, the baddest woman on the planet, back in a WWE ring ever again. All right, speaking of contracts, Booyaka 619, the master of the 619, the master of the West Coast Pop, Rey Mysterio Jr. has signed another deal with WWE. He will be sticking around. We gave a quote, I forget to who, but he said, he's sticking around for the foreseeable future unless Father Time finally catches up with him. What are your thoughts on the master of the 619 dropping the dime on a new WWE contract?
Makes a lot of sense. He has his kid in there now, Dominic. He don't want to ruffle any feathers if he were to go somewhere else. Not saying he's going to go to AEW or anything like that, but I mean, Rey Mysterio, legend in the business, one of the most famous luchadors of all time. It makes sense. He's getting up there in age. He can still work to an extent. Go get your paycheck, be a legend. Yeah, he might not be treated with the respect that he should be in WWE, but all in all, it's a good move, I think, for both sides.
Absolutely. Yeah, I mean, it's fine. I mean, I don't see. I mean, Ray could go over to he could go over to AEW, but I mean, I don't know. I think this is the right place for him to be, right place for him to end his career. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, there's not really anything he can do. Like, he's done just everything in the business pretty much. Because like, if he does want to go to AEW, it's almost like Jericho. You're kind of burning a bridge, and he has the added thing of Dominic being there as well. So I feel like that's really the big catalyst. I think even if Dominic wasn't a wrestler, I think Mysterio would still stay because it makes political and money sense for him just to stay there, work a lighter schedule, and make some good money.
Got to make your money, boo-boo. Keeping up with the contract talk. Brandon, what else happened?
Well, we have a release, and this was a release that we came to find out a couple days ago, but this actually happened last month. Lars Sullivan has been released from WWE. No word yet on exactly what the reasoning was. Vince, it seemed like he still wanted to do things with him, but Lars, I guess, is out of WWE and just out in pro wrestling in general. He is not going to pursue a pro wrestling career after this. We don't need to go through all the trials and tribulations. He was on SmackDown a few months ago doing
what happened?
He was doing those weird kind of sit down interviews with Michael Cole, and then they did another one the week after, and they kind of switched it up, and then he was gone. I didn't hear anything about an injury. We know he's dealt with some mental health issues, suffered from a severe anxiety attack when he first debuted, and then all the racial, or not, I guess racial and homophobic things that was caught on the message boards. And then he also, I guess, slid into the DMs of some woman that was not too wanting of those passes. But I think that's kind of, I'm not saying that's the main reason, but that's kind of the latest issue that came up with Lars Sullivan in the past few months.
Oh, Lars. It's okay. Maybe he can reprise his role as Mitch or something. I don't know.
I do remember when San Jose NXT house show, I saw him for like the first time, and I was actually quite impressed. I thought he could do something, but I mean, he just kind of got in his way a little too much and not trying to throw any. I mean, yeah, it's kind of just the sad story.
It is kind of the sad story, Oh my! Wait a second. What's going on? Brandon, is your time now?
I guess it is my time now, but it's not John Cena's time. That's the last time you're going to hear that song for a while, because there will be no John Cena at WrestleMania this year. He told, I believe, Sports Illustrated or he told somebody that he is filming currently in Vancouver. So he just cannot do anything with WWE at the moment because the whole quarantine rules. You got to be quarantined for 2 weeks if you want to get back into the country. And that's just a whole, mess trying to plan everything around there. He is filming, I believe, for a HBO Max series right now in Canada, and that's going up until July. So we will see no John Cena at WrestleMania, and we haven't seen him since last year's WrestleMania in that Firefly Funhouse. That kooky WrestleMania date announcement does not count.
Absolutely. WWE is where all the big boys play. You guys missed the soundboard? I know you have. That's why I had to bring it back for today.
No video, but we got a soundboard.
Absolutely, ladies and gentlemen. We're like cheap heat. No video, but we have a soundboard. Shout out Peter Rosenberg, 24/7 champion. Look, I miss John. I love John. He, as you people have seen for numerous weeks and months, he's plastered behind me with that giant centerpiece in my room. Look, he's earned the right to kind of step away and do these other things, move into Hollywood. He could say that he's become the thing that he hated and despised and talked all that crap about when with Dwayne and all that stuff that happened years ago. But I mean, hey, John will be back, and he'll have another little run. He'll come back for a few months, do some stuff, leave, and come back again when the time is right. He's earned that right. He has 100%. He was on top for like 15 years. That's a longer run than Hogan on top, theoretically. That's Austin's run was only like 5 or 6. The same with Rock. On top, legit on top.
He only missed a few dates, sporadically due to injuries and some filming of the movies. He's only 43 years old, going to be 44 this year. So, still in his mid 40s. You still think for the next maybe 10 years he can flirt and come back in and out with the WWE if he wants to. I still don't see him being like The Rock, but he's had enough success right now that he doesn't need to go back to WWE. Like, he's in some major roles right now.
He is in some major roles right now, and I'm happy for John. But I do want to see the champ come back with the cut to rock the house and get the people chanting, "Let's go Cena, Cena sucks." I want to get Cena back for a nice little bit before he decides to hang up the Pumas or whatever he's wrestling in.
The Reebok Pump It Ups. You will see Cena, I believe, on Super Bowl Sunday. You will see him in a Mountain Dew commercial, so stay tuned for that.
Wow, that's great. Brandon, on this day, do you see clearly? With a bitter place and a broken dream, but you leave it all behind?
Mm-hmm. We heard that music on Wednesday because we had Edge make his, I believe, debut on NXT yesterday. His wife, Beth Phoenix, color commentator, she is back in the booth. And Edge just came out. Well, he had a little meeting with William Regal. That was a fun little backstage thing that we saw for a few minutes. But Finn Balor and Pete Dunne have a match at Vengeance Day in about next week or in a week and a half, something like that, on Valentine's Day. And they are building towards that. Edge came out and just kind of teasing the fact that he won the Royal Rumble. He can choose to face whomever he wants, just like how Charlotte chose Rhea Ripley last year. He never won the NXT title. So he's just going to wait with bated breath. And maybe if he hasn't chosen anything by then, he could go the NXT route. I don't see this happening. I think it was just kind of a fun little one-off. Beth's there. Edge is there. Might as well, pop a little bit of a rating, especially with the big AEW show this week. It made sense, but I don't really see anything going forward with this.
It was just a pop of rating, absolutely, but it was a nice little pop of a rating. I thoroughly enjoyed it, and I liked his promo. Like, I've never had that, so I'm gonna be watching this very, very carefully. And he put them over so well. He talked about how he sees a lot of himself in Pete Dunne, and how in NXT. When it comes to WWE in general, the main roster really focuses on the E, but NXT, they focus on that second W, and there's the fire and the passion in their eyes when they're out there wrestling and performing and just going toe-to-toe with each other. And I really enjoyed that, And
I am dumb, and when he said the second letter, I thought he meant of NXT, and I was like, what does the X stand for in NXT?
It stands for X Generation. Yes,
maybe, but I do agree with you. I did like how he put both of them over. saying that Finn Balor, there's just very few people that you see in the zone he's in right now, and it's special to watch. So, he's going in there. He's not going to do anything, but at least I think he added something overall to this feud and to both the wrestlers.
Absolutely. All right, should we get into the outside of the ring? Or no, the this day in wrestling, because on this day we still do see clearly. All right, ladies and gentlemen, ECW double tables. Taz and Sabu defeated Public Enemy to win the ECW Tag Team Championships. Tori Wilson made her WCW debut on Thunder in 1999. You have Terry Gold defeat Danger to win back the Woman of Wrestling Championship at Unleashed in 2001. I believe there was a Raw on this day in 2002, and Jazz won the women's title. You also have Velocity 2003. You have John Cena versus Daniel Bryan, or the Prototype versus Bryan Danielson. All right, what else do we have? What else do we have here? SmackDown, you have Charlie Haas and Shelton Benjamin defeat Los Guerreros to win the Tag Team Championship in 2003. 2005, William Regal and Tajiri defeat Le Renaissance to win the Tag Team titles on Raw. You have Triple H defeat Edge to retain the world title on Raw in 2005. You also have Chris Jericho versus CM Punk on this day for 2013's Monday Night Raw. Some may say this is the best match they ever had against each other. That's an unpopular opinion, but we don't know. Randy Orton defeats Christian Cage in a non-title match on SmackDown in 2014. This was leading up to WrestleMania 30, where Randy Orton was the undisputed world's champion. Yes. We also have some birthdays, so happy birthday to Damian Priest and Chris Sabin, who are 39 years old.
Happy birthday to those guys. It's not on the script, but I'm going to bring it up anyways. Damian Priest getting the Bad Bunny rub. I know Phillip, not the biggest fan of Bad Bunny, but I do like how they are using, this mega famous Latino star to kind of give a little bit of the rub to Damian Priest. And he's not defined down yet. We shall see, but I think it was a good first step, and there were rumblings. Maybe we see Bad Bunny in a ring at WrestleMania.
Absolutely not. Nobody wants. Oh my god. Nobody wants to see that. Nobody wants to see any of that, man. Why would you say that?
I mean, did you not see how graceful he was jumping off the top rope?
Oh, I mean, it was great. Fan mail. Who 420?
Who do you?
He says, "Damn, I love the Rumble. Happy with who won, and Edge delivered a great promo Monday night to Drew McIntyre. Hopefully, he picks him." Oh yeah, man, I'd love to see that. I think that was really it. Do we just go over to the Instagram to see if Mr. X wrote us some things? Let's see.
Mailbag is light today.
It is light today. Very, very light, boys. Very light. Oh, Jay from the Rudos podcast says the Forbidden Portal has been open. Talking about what happened on AEW. We are going to talk about that. All right, in Brightest Day X.
Mr. X.
Yes. While it was cool to see Edge win the Rumble, should they have used this as an opportunity to elevate a performer like Mustafa Ali or, in a perfect world, Cesaro? I mean, they could have, but would you? I mean, let's be honest. Who would really want to see Mustafa Ali in the main event of WrestleMania now? At this point, I mean, he's saying some good stuff on like talk about the older guys and whatnot. But I'm like, no, nobody wants to see Retribution in the main event of a show.
I mean, a lot of the people we kind of guessed would be in that mix. I mean, the only one that really kind of stood out would be your pick of Keith Lee. I've kind of elevated New Star, but all the ones that I had in my head were like the big established names: Daniel Bryan, Braun Strowman, John Cena, Brock Lesnar, all the big top names. And I think that just kind of shows that WWE just doesn't really prepare and doesn't have any people that they could elevate to, get them to that next level, into that main event spot where you can realistically see people care about that match, whether it be against Drew or Roman, if we get there. And I think Edge, with all the possibilities, I think I'm leaning towards him going more towards SmackDown and face Roman. But I do like the possibilities that he can go any which way, and I think Edge is a good pick.
Absolutely. Kenta and AEW is a working relationship with the NJPW finally happening, or is this just a one-off for his match with Mox? We'll talk about that once we get to AEW. All right. And last up, if this deal with Peacock doesn't work out, or if the streaming service winds up going under, does WWE simply bring back the network as if it was or would they have simply something else in mind? I don't know, man. I don't know.
Well, technically, for everyone else outside the United States, the network isn't changing. It's everyone outside is going to still have the same network. So I would assume they're going to still have that same infrastructure in place internationally, and just adding the US 1.2 million people. That's pretty much what they're going to do. And I honestly would not be shocked if we see Peacock, go under within the next in that 5-year deal.
Really? I mean,
I mean,
it's hot right now.
But you talked about how everyone who has Xfinity gets a free subscription. They have a free service. They talk about having 25 million subscribers. It's not paid subscribers. It's kind of what WWE does with their stockholders, saying, "Oh, we have all these number of subscribers, but they have all the different 1 month free trials, the 3-month trials, come back and have this free whatever." And so I mean, Peacock, and it's like Peacock, I don't see them like putting out any new original shows, which I think is really what's going to want people to watch. HBO Max, I think, is doing a good job. Disney Plus is doing a good job. Netflix is always going to be there. And so I think Peacock is kind of like a distant fourth at this point.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, we'll have to wait and see. We'll have to truly wait and see. I mean, should they have just gone to ESPN Plus?
I mean, they could have, but NBC already has the relationship with the USA and WWE. They probably were willing to pay a lot more money. And we even saw with the McGregor fight, ESPN Plus might not be ready for that many people just kind of storming their site at one time.
Okay. Okay. Alrighty, Roo. Buckaroo. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to talk about Monday Night Raw, actually. Wow, right? Wow, yeah. All right, so Drew McIntyre comes out. He cuts a promo congratulating Edge on winning the Royal Rumble, giving him all these compliments. Edge comes out there and was like, dude, what the hell are you doing? What's wrong with you? I won the Royal Rumble last night. I am a threat to you. Do you not understand that? I thoroughly enjoyed this.
Edge has been doing just, I think, fantastic work on the mic. In the ring, I think he's doing a great job as well, but I think he's really carrying it on the microphone on Raw last week and even on NXT yesterday. I think Edge, I don't know if it's the acting that he's been doing that's gotten him better, but I mean, the facials, the mannerisms that he has are just fantastic. And as I said, I think he's going to Roman. I think we're going to see him on SmackDown, and whether it's, gets pushed up on Friday or in the next coming weeks. But
Yeah,
I think this was a good first step here.
I think he's supposed to be on SmackDown tomorrow night. So that, hey, hitting all 3 shows in the same week, that only a couple people have done that. That's really cool. So here's my thought. Would he challenge Roman? Let's say he does challenge Roman, but he simply says, no, I want it to be for the title that I never lost. And he brings back the big gold.
I don't think that's the way they're going to go. I think they're just going to go down the road of,
Why not?
I used to be the SmackDown champion.
Why not? Why not?
I mean, you could.
I mean, would you be upset if they brought back the big gold? Would you be mad? No.
Less titles, the better.
Look, okay.
I mean, if they just straight up replaced it with, if they replaced the Universal title with the big gold, I'm fine with that.
Yeah,
But introducing it as like a different thing.
No. We're not doing that. No. The Universal title it gets thrown in the trunk with all the other old titles, and then we bring back the big gold. That's all I'm saying.
But that's a WCW title, Philip.
Okay, it was the WWE title for a long time.
But it started in WCW, and that's just wrestling.
So
We're not wrestling anymore. We're a sports entertainment. We're a publicly traded company.
But it's a world championship. Why can't we do that?
Because we're a publicly traded company now.
We're a publicly traded company.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Stonks.
Okay. Sheamus turns on Drew McIntyre.
Shocking. We did not see this coming whatsoever. Interesting. I with them going to it so quickly after the Rumble, I don't see them pulling this all the way into WrestleMania unless they do like a legit like beatdown or something where maybe Sheamus is written off or they're suspended or something. I mean, I don't know where they go because Drew cut the promo right after and said, you want the match, you got it. I think we're going to get that, next couple months, and then maybe Drew faces off somebody else at WrestleMania. Braun, Mustafa Ali, I don't know.
I mean, let me think what's happening. So we do have the Elimination Chambers coming up in a few weeks here. So It's actually in 2 weeks. So what we could do, we could have Drew and Sheamus wrestle at that pay-per-view for the title, and then we have a qualifying match. This is hypothetically Edge picks who he wants by then. Excuse me, and then we have a qualifying match or a chamber match, and winner faces the other champion.
So we would have a Raw chamber match.
Yeah, this is the hype if Edge picks Roman, but then what about that whole Daniel Bryan thing? Where does that factor in?
I don't know, and I'm also not throwing out the possibility that Keith Lee was supposed to win the Royal Rumble, but the whole Mia Yim COVID thing just kind of threw it for a loop.
You see, I think that's what was supposed to happen. My personal opinion, I think that was what was supposed to happen. Yeah.
But also before then, Keith Lee's been kind of mysteriously gone, so I don't know what's going on with him.
They were setting him up for a big Rumble when that's what was going on. Yeah.
Mhm.
Edge defeated Randy Orton on Raw after Alexa Bliss had black stuff coming out of her mouth.
Pause.
Yeah.
I mean, the match was fine. I would assume this is kind of like the final chapter for now until there's another sequel later on. But I mean, they got just so many things going on at one point with Edge and the Rumble, and then Randy with Bray. I think they just kind of address the elephant to the room, have Edge and Orton go one-on-one. I think I would have liked it better if they just had Edge beat Randy straight up because he is the Rumble winner. He is going to face a champion at WrestleMania. Just have him win another distraction finish, really, and then just having Alexa do more creepy things. That's just what they do, I guess. And then even going back to Alexa versus Nikki, just good God. I know Nikki isn't what she used to be compared to last year, where they were like leaning on her to fill a lot of television time, but they just made her look so dumb and it was bad.
Hey, it's okay. She'll be all right. I don't think she'll bounce back, but it was a nice bow to put as I tie the bow. You see? Oh, you can't see because there's no video because I'm upset. But yeah, it was a nice bow to put on the rivalry of Edge and Randy Orton. And Edge did a great job at the promo on Monday. Like, I need to put you behind me. I need to put you in the rearview mirror because I'm headed to WrestleMania to face the champion of my choice. So hey man, I'm excited. I'm excited. I'm excited. WWE has those spells where it's just not good for a while, but the Rumble hits, and then we get some pretty solid TV up until Mania. And then the closer it gets to Mania, they really ramp it up. And then there's that little bit of a drip after Mania. We get a little bit of spike at Money in the Bank. Goes back down. We get to Survivor. We get to SummerSlam. Nice spike. There are these hips. That's why we stick around. Because we know in about a month or so it's going to be good. Could it be good all the time? We hope so. We really do. But no, it's not. But
I will say Raw, it wasn't perfect, but I would say it was probably better than it has been in months.
It was an improvement. And SmackDown went down last week. I was like, oh no. But yeah, so let's talk about AEW. Dynamite. There was a battle royal to determine who will face the tag team champions, consisting of Matt and Nick Jackson. They are a couple of young bucks. Brandon, who won this?
Well, we had Chris Jericho and MJF winning it. Yes, the Inner Circle. They had 3 teams in there, and they ended up winning. Sammy accidentally, on purpose, maybe gets eliminated by Chris Jericho. Jericho hits the Judas effect on one of the Top Flight guys. The Young Bucks, not the big story, but kind of, I would say the top story out of everything was if they win, they can challenge whoever they want. And they didn't even really make it to the end. Matt gets eliminated pretty early. Nick gets eliminated kind of mid-late into the match. So that was kind of just written off real quick. And then it was mainly focused around Luchasaurus getting built up. And then finally the Inner Circle kind of turmoil and MJF and Jericho winning, challenging the Young Bucks eventually. We also got a little promo with everyone in their locker room or their little area, and they kind of talked about it.
So, I thought Jericho and MJF were supposed to be the official team for the Inner Circle. Yes, they won that match, right? So, why are the other teams in the Inner Circle in this tag team match? That doesn't make any sense.
I mean, you can be the official... I don't know.
If you're the official team, you should be the only team in the group.
Take it up with the commission.
You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? Let's say the NWO and did like an official team. You're not gonna have Mr. Perfect and Hogan teaming together when Scott Hall and Nash are the official tag team, or you're not gonna have Virgil and Big Papa Pump tag together. Just doesn't make any sense.
Well, Virgil was never in the NWO. That was
He
Vincent.
Vincent, my bad, ladies and gentlemen. But you know what I mean. You know what I mean.
Overall, I thought the match was fine. I did kind of wonder why they wrote out the Young Bucks so early, because that was such a big deal, I think, going into the match. But I mean, there was some good action. The Dark Order got a lot of shine, so that was kind of fun to see. But I mean, kind of good action, but it didn't really, jump off the page as much as maybe the last match on the show did.
Absolutely. Britt Baker, Dr. Britt Baker, DMD. She defeats Thunder Rosa. A solid little match between the two.
Yeah, I very much enjoyed this match. I think Britt Baker has shown that when she gets a story that she can really sink her teeth into, she did it with Big Swole. She has it with this. That she might not be the best women's wrestler, but I think when you have her in a very a good storyline, that it can kind of carry it and it can have a really good match. I think Thunder Rosa is definitely a good dance partner for her. The finish, leaves a little bit to be desired. Thunder Rosa bouncing off the exposed turnbuckle. Gets the KO tap out with the lockjaw. Is that what her
Yes,
the finish is called?
It is a lockjaw, absolutely.
And I mean, they also announced the participants in the women's eliminator tournament. A lot of the Japanese wrestlers I do not know, so that's going to be fun to see. And then a lot of the women are the American side. We have Riho, which we haven't seen in a while. Tai Conti, Anna Jay, a lot of the regular people on AEW.
Wait. But Riho and Tai Conti aren't American.
But they are based out of America. Because I think the reasoning is, what I've heard is that some matches are going to take place in Japan. So I'd assume the Japanese side is going to take place in Japan. And the American matches will take place on Dynamite.
Okay. So on the Canadian side for the TNT title, I'm going to be wrestling up there, right?
Exactly.
Okay.
You got to quarantine for 2 weeks with Sumi.
Absolutely. You're going to be my manager? You're going to walk me to the ring?
I was going to say I was going to grab a tennis racket, but then that's, Jim Cornette. And I was going to grab a baseball bat, but then that's Chris Jericho. I mean, what kind of weapon? What kind of weapon can I use?
I don't know what you like hockey, right? You can get a hockey stick. Canada, it makes sense.
There we go.
There we go.
How about a curling brush?
You can do whatever you want. A back scratcher? Like that episode of Family Guy? Back scratcher! Back scratcher! No, we're not doing that.
I'll just go back to the hockey stick.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry.
I was a star roller hockey champion back in my day.
Back in his day, all those years ago, he was in his prime.
I learned not to eat celery, carrots, and ranch that has been out in the sun for too long. Bad recipe. Don't do that, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh God, you got the bubble guts.
You will pay the price the next day.
Bubble gut boys, huh? Oh God.
Mm-hmm.
Oh God, oh Jesus. Hangman Adam Page and Matt Hardy defeat Chaos Project.
Yes, that did happen.
How do you feel?
That's all we can ask for.
How do you feel about it? kind of weird. As I said, you know, Page trying to get recruited right after he already turned a recruitment down. I feel like I say this a little too much with AEW. I'm holding out hope that it'll get better, but I kind of wish they just drop it and Page can just kind of do his own thing. But when you have Kenny doing his thing, he can't go after Darby because he's a face. I don't know exactly where else Page can turn to unless it is like, I mean, Hangman Page against Miro, just kind of throwing something out there seems like a lot of fun, but I don't know if that's the direction they'll go. Let's just get another championship in the company and give it to him.
Back to bring the big gold.
No, they don't have the rights to that. So they
big back to bring gold.
They can't do that. They can't do that. Maybe a drinking championship, or maybe, you know what? Maybe he wins the BTE championship and just brings it on TV. Can we do that? Are we allowed to do that?
He has to beat Sammy Guevara for it now.
Oh, Sammy Guevara's the new BTE champion. It's no longer Johnny Hungy.
No longer Johnny Hungy because Sammy Guevara knows how to kick a field goal.
Hey! All right, there was a wedding on AEW, and ladies and gentlemen, I actually watched a Miro segment. I actually watched this. Brandon, how'd you feel about this?
The Sinister Minister, that was a fun little cameo. Kip and Penelope looked very nice. They were all dressed up, looked lovely. That's about it. That's all I gotta say. Everyone looked nice. Everyone dressed up. Got a little Phil Collins action midway through the promo, which
Can you feel it coming in the air tonight?
little weird detour, but it's whatever.
I when what the hell is his name? Miro started talking. I'm like, oh, is he gonna turn on him? Is he finally gonna do something interesting? But no, just some more of the same old ish. Blah blah blah. Into the cake. There's Orange Cassidy. Chuck tries to emancipate himself. I don't. What are we doing here? This was a waste of time. This was a waste of time.
They did the fake out with the gift, and I was like, okay, they're gonna do something different. They're not gonna have someone in the because I thought the exact same thing. There's a big old present. Someone's Orange Cassidy's gonna be in there, and then he wasn't. I was like, okay, maybe they're gonna do something different. But then they do the whole handcuff to the ring post, and then Orange Cassidy comes out of the cake. So it was just a swerve, bro, to get to the exact same finish you thought you were gonna get in the first place.
Yeah, why are they doing this? Why are they doing this? Tell me why. Tell me why. Why? Seriously, Brad, I want to know. Why
When is Miro gonna get out of this? And like, who do we put the blame on? Is it Miro and Kip? Like, is this all they're doing? Is it one of the EVPs? This is by far and away the worst stuff. And like, the best friends have been in good stuff when they were with Santana and Ortiz. So it's not like everything they touch is crap.
Honestly, man, I'm looking. Oh, Miro's so boring that I'm yawning. Jesus, oh my God. Can we blame the guy that owns the company because he signed off on this shit?
I mean, ultimately the blame lies on the people at the top. If we're gonna blame Vince for everything, might as well blame Tony for this.
Yeah, there we go. There we go. Huh. Lance Archer defeats Eddie Kingston. Everybody dies, Brandon. Everybody dies.
Lance Archer gets the win. Nothing, too spectacular about this kind of hard-hitting lumberjack match. So we got the typical stuff on the outside, but Lance gets the win as he should. Maybe shouldn't have lost last week, but a lot of outside interference, but he gets the win here.
Yep. It happened. All right, Shaq and Jade versus Cody and Red Velvet announced for March 3rd, 2021.
Yep, that is going to happen. They ran a little clip of Shaq on Inside the NBA, and it was almost kind of my worst fears. They kind of played for laughs. Shaq having a good time, kind of showing his, was it like the black tornado or something, when it's just pretty much a juice effect. But yeah, it's Shaq. He's a big name. He's going to do something which maybe will help the company overall. But tonally and just kind of the story overall, it's just kind of having a celebrity match for the sake of having a celebrity match. But I will say they ran a little promo hype package, or I don't even know what I would call it, but just kind of showing Jade working out, squatting 4 plates. She looked like a badass, and I thought that was a fantastic little video package they had for her.
Brandon, what's your favorite celebrity or what's the best celebrity match of all time? Is it Snooki? Is it Kevin Federline? Do we know?
I think the Snooki one is really good. I mean, probably you got to go with the classic WrestleMania 1, but the Snooki one is very, very surprised about how decent it was.
Okay. No, oh God.
Stephen Amell stuff is good too.
Stephen Amell stuff is. Can we just say he probably the best one? All In with Christopher Daniels. That was a pretty good. That was a pretty good match.
Probably. I'd also say David Arquette, but I would maybe just categorize David Arquette as like an actual wrestler now. But
I mean, come on. I mean, he celebrity that went on to win the world title. That doesn't happen every day.
Luckily, it doesn't happen every day.
It's like when Reagan went on to become president, a celebrity holding a very high office, a celebrity holding a very high honored championship.
But at least Reagan was, the leader of the Screen Actors Guild or whatever. Then he became governor. Then he became president. He worked his way up like everybody else does.
Not like the other celebrities who just jump right in.
Exactly.
Get there.
Who would do such a thing?
Jesse Ventura.
Oh yeah. Sorry, that's what I was thinking of.
Yes. The body.
Yeah.
Yes.
Nobody else though. That's the only one.
All right. FTR cut a promo. They talk about how they've been barred from ringside, how they're upset, so they kidnap Marco Stunt.
I thought it was good. They kind of do the whole "woe is me" heel promo, and then they kind of turn and kidnap Marco Stunt. I know that might turn the baby faces in a lot of circles, but good stuff, and I am enjoying what they're doing with FTR and Jurassic Express.
Oh, woe is me. Sorry. All right. Bullet Club. Bullet Club. Can he get new music? Did they have new music when they walked out? I feel like it was different.
It was different. I would assume that's just because it was Kenny and the Good Brothers. Or was that the Good Brothers song? I don't know.
It may be. I don't know. I have no idea. But the Impact Tag Team Champions, the Good Brothers, and the AEW World Champion Kenny Omega defeat Pac, Phoenix, and Jonathan Moxley in the main event of AEW Dynamite. Mm-hmm.
Fantastic 6-man tag. All 6 of these guys can go.
It was fun.
Athletic as all hell. And as we would have assumed, Rey Fenix takes the pinfall loss here, but it was a whole lot of fun in the meantime.
Absolutely. It was a whole lot of fun. But what happened after? Go to sleep, baby. Jonathan Moxley went to sleep last night, Brandon. Has he woken up yet? Do we know?
I hope so.
What happened?
Well, Kenta, the challenger for Jon Moxley's IWGP United States Championship. He's been holding on to that briefcase for a long time. He made his debut on AEW, and he just goes and attacks Jon Moxley. I don't want to say I told you so, but I did talk about this possibly at the beginning of the whole Bullet Club reunion, that maybe they were trying to soften up Jon Moxley for Kenta. A little Bullet Club tease there. So I want to, don't want to toot my own horn, but shout out on Anderson, toot. But very intriguing. I know we had some emailers about it. People are speculating, is this going to be a full-fledged New Japan AEW connection partnership? I don't know. I want to temper expectations. I want to just call this a one-off for now. But we do have a big tag team match next week. It's going to be Kenny Omega and Kenta taking on Jon Moxley and Lance Archer. Lance Archer made the save at the end. Big match. That's going to be a lot of fun. What does this mean? More New Japan stuff? I really hope so. I think New Japan and AEW definitely need to work, not need to work together, but both can benefit greatly from it.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, I'm excited to see what's going to happen with all these guys. This should be a great tag match next week. I can't wait for it. What about yourself? Are you excited?
I am very excited. I mean, if we can get fans back, in the fall time in or even like next year in New Japan and AEW run a super show, like All In, like as big as what All In was, I think that can be a really big deal. But politically, as I said in the past, I don't know what the finishes are going to be.
Don't tease me like that, Brandon. You know I love big super shows. I loved All In. It was
what's one match you want to see? You don't got to book the whole card, but just give me a match.
Are we talking we're talking AEW Japan and Impact all together?
I mean, if you want to throw Impact in there, I guess.
Okay, actually, let's not do Impact. Oh man, I don't know. I don't know, man. I'm really trying to think. Maybe I'm just trying to think of like who's crazy or whatever.
Babyface Pac against heel Will Ospreay.
Okay. I wanted to see like Ishii like go against like Pentagon or something. I don't just for me, because I just want to see that because I think that would be nice.
Orange Cassidy versus Yano.
I knew you were about to say that.
Make it happen.
No. Let's not do that. Can we
Darby Allin versus Hiromu Takahashi.
Oh my God. The Young Bucks versus the Gorillas of Destiny. Talk about this fake Bullet Club, real Bullet Club stuff. Come on, that writes itself.
Want to get
Jay White versus Kenny Omega.
Well, I was going to say, if you want to get Hangman Page over, you go Jay White versus Page.
That's, you know what? You could do that. That would be interesting. That'd be very interesting. I'm actually all for. I'm all for all of that.
And we haven't even talked about an Okada match.
We haven't even
how loaded both these lineups are.
You're right. You're absolutely right. You're absolutely right, Brandon. All right. I think is that it? Can we start wrapping it up here? Start wrapping it up on the old Bullet Cast.
I don't think we got your opinion, Phillip. Are we going to get a full blown connection?
You know what? It's possible, man. It's possible. I mean, Japan, Impact, NWA. You can even throw AAA out because I know Kenny's their champion. All those promotions were featured in this one episode of Dynamite, so it's possible. If we can make it happen, I'm all for it, man. I'd love to see these connections. It's gonna be a renaissance like the old territory days, or just back when companies used to work with each other. I'm excited. I don't know what's gonna happen. I honestly don't. We have to wait and see. But we are gonna start wrapping it up. Superstar Spotlight. Who do you got? Kenta. It has to be Kenta. Making a run in, becoming an internet worthy name in the last 24 hours.
And I will go with my mother's favorite wrestler, Mr. Edge. He's been all over the damn, just like what Phillip says, we're all over the damn place. Edge is all over the damn place. He was on Royal Rumble. He was on Raw. He's on NXT. He's probably going to be on SmackDown. And he's doing great work on all 4 shows.
Why is Edge your mother's favorite wrestler? I don't think I've ever heard the story of why.
Because he is.
She just likes the way he looks.
We don't objectify athletes on this podcast.
I'm not. I'm saying like the scruff and the tats.
But yes.
Oh, okay. Edge is in my mother's top 5. Could you guess who my mom's favorite is, Brandon?
Is it Roman?
It is. You know who it used to be?
John Cena.
Yes. Once Roman showed up on the scene, she bumped John down. You know what I'm saying? Who's your mom's top 5, Brandon? Do we know?
It's Edge.
Okay.
Edge.
Edge.
Edge and Edge.
Edge and Edge. My mom's, it goes Roman, John, Randy, Edge, Kofi.
I think we'll throw Daniel Bryan in there.
Your mom's a Daniel Bryan guy?
Mm-hmm.
Or person?
Big Toto Bella fan.
Big Toto, absolutely. My mother, she was big on the Bellas also. She was. Is there a promo match? Is there a match pick of the week
And
now?
Jimmy Uso, right? That's the one married to Naomi.
Yes. Jimmy Uso, he gave me a quarter. I still have it.
There you go.
Yes.
Nice guy. Nice fella.
When we come back, I'll show you guys the quarter. All right. We'll come back to video, of course. All right. Promo pick of the week. Brandon, what is it?
Well, we talked about Yokozuna on the documentary. One of his big-time rivals was The Undertaker, and they are building towards a casket match, I believe, at Survivor Series. And The Undertaker is building a casket for Yokozuna. Go up on the YouTube. You can find this out. It's just kind of kooky and weird. It's from WWF Superstars. You have, almost said Paul Heyman. You had Paul Bearer introducing us, and we kind of go to a Kamala casket. We gotta go throughout, and he's just kind of doing his old spooky, oh yes, that was a terrible Paul Bearer, but I did it anyways. And then we put to The Undertaker, and then he's like, rest in peace. That's all it is.
Oh yes. Is that what you were going for?
There we go. That's much better.
Hey, you know what? I did that once, and no lie, dude. Not only did the lights cut out in my house, like the whole block had a blackout as soon as I did that. It was kind of weird because like Bear had it was like the same week he died, so I hit that, and then I was scared, man. I was like,
you summoned him.
I know. I was like, oh my god, oh Jesus. Oh, I'm sorry, people. All right, our close match pick of the week: Big Van Vader. It's time. It's Vader time. He goes up against Ric Flair for the WCW World Championship at Starrcade 1993 on December 26th. This is arguably the best. This is probably the best Starrcade main event in the whole decade. I mean, people have they've talked about how all the other ones just haven't been good, and this was Ric Flair's first retirement match.
Out of
about 4. Yeah, he had one.
Well, technically, wasn't that entire run up to the Shawn Michaels match? Technically, those were all retirement matches.
Oh, You could say that, but I mean, we're talking about this. No, actually, no, this isn't the first one. This is the second one because he had the retirement match on Raw with Mr. Perfect earlier this same year. So 1, 2. This is the first bunch. That's what I'm getting at, and it's nice, man. You know, you see Harley Race, the multiple-time world champion, accompanying Vader out to the ring. Vader just looked like a star when he had Harley by his side. Am I right?
Harley Race, fantastic wrestler, and also a really good manager as well. Ric Flair kind of on the back end of his prime, I would say. I mean, and then Vader's still doing his thing. It is kind of a shame. You see what he did in Japan and in WCW, and then just for whatever reason, just kind of didn't translate to when he was in the WWF.
I don't know. Vader should have won that world title too. Yep. Oh, that world title that was on the line in this match was actually at StarCast when we were there, Brandon, for the you could take a photo with. Yeah.
Remember we could do those things? Those were fun.
Yeah, I know. We'll get back to it eventually. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that's going to do it for us. Follow us on Twitter at Bulletcast, Instagram, The Bulletcast, YouTube channel, The Bulletcast. Emails Bulletcast2 is in the number 2, sweetswet at gmail.com. 104.7 FM KAPU in Watsonville every Friday night from 11 p.m. to midnight. iTunes, Stitcher, TuneIn, iHeartRadio, Anchor, Spotify, Patreon. We're all over the damn place. We will be back next week to talk wrestling. We will be back next Sunday night also to give our recap for NXT TakeOver Vengeance Day. It's going to be a hell of a lot of fun. Why did they just call it St. Valentine's Day Massacre?
Because that's a bad thing that happened one time.
I mean, but WWE did it.
But we are a publicly traded company now.
Well, that's right. When did they become publicly traded? I want the actual year. When did this actually happen?
Was it 2000?
Oh, okay. If
2001.
So if that's the case, then they weren't publicly traded when they were able to do that.
Okay. Let's see.
Okay.
I got this.
Okay.
All right. When did WWF go public? Oh, August 3rd, 1999. So very long. 99.
Oh, okay. So it happened a couple months. Oh, that's right. The Roku channel is going to have New Japan World. I forgot, ladies and gentlemen. That premieres on February 11th. You'll get streaming. You get a weekly 1-hour TV program every Thursday in America, Canada, and the UK. Woo! Are you happy?
I maybe need to get a Roku now.
Yeah.
Especially now since Peacock isn't on the Fire Stick. I guess I need to get Roku.
Yeah, I have Roku. It's great, Brent. I mean, you'll love it. You'll love it. It's absolutely amazing. It's absolutely phenomenal. All right, guys, that is going to do it for us. Stay clean, stay strong, stay safe, stay quarantined. Diamonds are forever. So is the microphone inside.
When your face is in the dirt, you'll know your death is what I seek. We are the elite, and you are the
This has been the Bulletcast. Thank you for listening.